الله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وحبيب قلوب العالمين أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد. وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. أما بعد، قال الله في محكم كتاب في الدعاء الشريف: اللهم فصل على خاتمهم وقائمهم المستور عوالمهم، اللهم وادرك بنا أيامه وظهوره وقيامه. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. For every country today, there is a national anthem. And in every country, when the national anthem is read, all must rise and show respect for the national anthem. Everyone should show respect to their flag, to their king, to their queen. And this is a way of life. This is a way of civilization. This is how people have lived for centuries and centuries. And since the beginning of the existence of man and civilizations and nations, there have been chants regarding their nation or their flags or their kings, and ceremonies to show respect to their flag, to their king, to their queen, and to their country. We as Shia Muslims also have an anthem, and we recite this anthem almost every day. And we pay respect and we show respect, and we all rise to the person we pay allegiance to all around the world for the past 1200 years. They might pay allegiance to the nation that protects them, the nation that they reside in, the nation that protects them whilst they live on that soil. But we pay allegiance to the man that without him existence would perish and diminish. Alaykum as-salam. That without him existence would perish and diminish. لولا الحجة لساخت الأرض بأهلها. If it was not for the vicegerent and representative of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would have the existence of this whole universe, the Milky Ways, the galaxies, vanish and diminish. And that is the Imam of our time, the 12th Imam, alayhi afdal salatu wassalam, and may Allah hasten his reappearance. If you are a citizen of Canada, the United States, the United Kingdom, you also have to have certain civil duties towards your country once you become a citizen of these countries. If one of these countries is at war, then it is our duties to protect these countries. It is our civil duties to protect this nation that has protected us since the time we have moved to this country, and it only has shown us genuine hospitality. So as a citizen of these countries, it is also the duty of every single individual to also protect this country that protected them. And every single citizen of these countries has a civil duty towards their flag, or towards their king, or towards their queen. We as Shia Muslims, do we have any duties that we need to fulfill while we pay allegiance to the 12th Imam, Imam al-Mahdi Ajjalallah Farajahu al-Sharif? Or do we just go about our daily lives and we just, finish our 8 to 5 shifts and go home and sleep? Or are there things to do as we pay allegiance or paid allegiance when we read and recite the Dua al-Ahd? اللهم كن لوليك الحجة بن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا. Every single one of us recites this dua almost on daily basis. We are paying allegiance to the 12th Imam. But are we left alone without any duties to fulfill with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His vicegerent and proof? So what is our duties? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Holy Quran speaks to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alih. And through Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alih tells us our duties as Muslims, as Shia believers, as of those who follow the 12th Imam, the Imam al-Hujjah alayhi salam. The Quran says, وَقُلِ اعْمَلُوا فَسَيَرَى اللَّهُ عَمَلَكُمْ وَرَسُولُهُ وَالْمُؤْمِنُونَ. O those who paid allegiance to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alih and your Imams, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling you to show your actions, to start acting, to show that you have paid your allegiance. Not just by words, but through actions. And let it be known to your Prophet and to your Imams. Let it be known to those around you that I have paid allegiance to the man that without his existence everything would perish. لولا الحجة لساخت الأرض بأهلها. That without the 12th Imam, everything would perish, existence would end. The Milky Ways, the galaxies, the planets, the earths, the skies, everything would perish if it were not for the Imam of our time. So how do we pay allegiance? Can we recall individuals? The history mentioned that they truly paid allegiance to their religion and to their Imam or to their Prophet. A person like Abu Dharr al-Ghifari, when he paid allegiance to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alih, before he paid allegiance, he had heard that a Prophet has made a scene in the city of Mecca. He has appeared to the city of Mecca, to the people of Mecca, to the Arabs of Mecca. And he is speaking of one God, and he has come with a book called the Holy Quran, and he speaks of ending idol worshipping. Abu Dharr al-Ghifari sends his younger brother to see if this news is correct, and this news is true. Abu Dharr's brother goes to the city of Mecca to find the whereabouts of this Prophet. He starts to ask about the people if there is a person by the name of Muhammad. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So they direct him towards Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alih. He asks him, do you believe in one God? He says, yes. What has Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent you for? He tells him, my Lord has sent me to end idol worshipping, to make family connections closer, to have the youngers respect the elders, and so on and so forth. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alih response to the brother of Abu Dharr al-Ghafari. He returns back to his village, to his people, and he tells his brother Abu Dharr al-Ghafari that yes, I found this person, his name is Muhammad, and he has come with a religion by the name of Islam that says a person must give everything up to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and only live for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, his Lord and Creator. So Abu Dharr al-Ghafari goes to the city of Mecca. For days he's sitting on the sidewalks of the streets of Mecca until he finds Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi. Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi afdal as-salatu was-salam at the age of 14 passes by Abu Dharr al-Ghafari, who used to be an old man at the time, a grown man, alaykum as-salam. He tells him, how can I help you? Why are you sitting on the streets? Why are you sitting on the sidewalks? He says, well, because I'm a stranger to the city and I have come as a visitor. Amir al-Mu'mineen at the age of 14 takes him to his home, feeds him, bathes him for 3 consecutive days. He does not ask him what he wants, what he's looking for. After 3 days, when Abu Dharr al-Ghafari sees that he is comfortable with this young man, he tells him, I am here looking for a man, and his name is Muhammad. Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salatu wassalam tells him, yes, I know where he is, where he lives. If you want, I could take you to him. And I can tell you something, that if you ever feel a moment that you are scared for your life, you can stop, I will turn around and you could leave. Abu Dharr al-Ghafari continues with Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. He reaches Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alih. As soon as he sees Rasulullah, they exchange some words. He takes his shahada of ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. But as soon as Abu Dharr al-Ghafari pays allegiance to Rasulullah, he goes and stands before the pagans of Mecca, the non-believers of Mecca, the mushrikeen of Mecca, and he raises his voice in shahada that he has believed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his messenger. And he keeps repeating the shahada, and they give him a severe beating until he almost loses his life. The first day he's carried away, he's placed bandaged upon his wounds. The second day he does the same thing. The third day he does the same thing. And when he's asked why by Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi, he says, Ya Rasulullah, I paid allegiance to you, and this is what my allegiance is, that my existence should be to only show my affiliation to this religion and to its prophet. That I should not mind whether I am beaten or I'm hit or rocks are thrown at me, or if I am bleeding or left to lie close to my departure and my death. A person like Mus'ab ibn Umair, who was a young man at the age of 16, who lived in a house filled with servants. He lived a life of the riches. At the age of 18, when he becomes Muslim and he hears the words of the Quran through the tongue of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi, he also pays allegiance to this religion. He leaves his house and he is willing to go to Medina to sleep on the streets. From living in a house and a bed with silk covers and sheets, he's sleeping on the sands and the sidewalks of Medina to spread the religion of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi. When Khadija alayha afdal as-salati was-salam entered this religion, she was willing to give everything to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his messenger, because she paid allegiance. And her allegiance meant that she gave everything to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to a point that she gave everything that her shroud was the aba of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi, because he could not buy her a kafan when she passed away, and he buried her and he covered her with his aba and his cloak. So to pay allegiance